What if I told you that hesitation is the most dangerous enemy you will ever face? That every time you delay, every time you wait, you're giving your enemy, whether it's failure, self-doubt, or someone who's hungrier than you, the chance to win. No one understood this better than Napoleon Bonaparte. He conquered nations, redefined warfare, and rose from obscurity to become Emperor of France. But what made him unstoppable? His ability to decide and act, while others hesitated. He did not wait for opportunity, he seized it. He did not fear mistakes, he mastered them. And today, his words will teach you how to overcome procrastination and take action in your own life. Indecision is a slow death. Hesitation is fatal. Once an action is begun, it must be followed through with the utmost exertion of the will. The issue of a battle is the result of a single instant, a single thought. Your brain is wired to avoid uncertainty. The longer you wait, the more your brain amplifies doubts. This is called decision paralysis, where you overanalyze, second-guess, and do nothing. The longer you hesitate, the weaker you become. Napoleon knew that hesitation on the battlefield meant death, but it's the same in your life. Every time you hesitate, whether it's launching a business, asking for a raise, or making a difficult decision, you are giving your enemy, fear, doubt, failure, the upper hand. The 5-second rule. The moment you feel hesitation creeping in, count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and move. Take action before your brain talks you out of it. Fortune favors speed. I have made all the calculations. Fate will do the rest. Sometimes a single battle decides everything, and sometimes, too, the slightest circumstance decides the issue of a battle. Speed creates momentum. When you act fast, your brain releases dopamine, reinforcing the behavior. You start associating quick action with progress and success. This is how you train your mind to stop overthinking. Napoleon didn't have time to second-guess himself. He moved with speed, adjusted when necessary, and let the results follow. He understood something most people ignore. Success doesn't come from waiting for the perfect moment. It comes from making a decision and adjusting as you go. Use the 2-minute rule. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. This keeps you from overthinking and builds the habit of immediate action. Work with tireless focus. Tirelessness, concentration, speed. These were the characteristics of the mechanism. Work is my element. I am born and built for work. I have known the limitations of my legs. I have known the limitations of my eyes. I have never been able to know the limitations of my working capacity. Deep work leads to mastery. The brain enters a flow state when you work with intensity, shutting out distractions and making time feel like it speeds up. Napoleon didn't believe in waiting for motivation. He worked tirelessly because he understood that action creates motivation, not the other way around. If you only work when you feel like it, you'll never achieve greatness. Block out deep work time. Every day, set aside 90 minutes where you work on one thing with total focus. No distractions, no phone, no excuses. Decision-making is a skill. The greater a man is, the less will he must have, and the more he depends on events and circumstances. When the decisive moment arrives, then the will must act promptly and unhesitatingly. When I wish to interrupt one occupation, I shut its drawer and open another. They do not mix, and when I am busy with one, I am not importuned or tired by the other. People believe they need more information before making a decision, but research shows that the best decisions are made quickly with the available information. Your brain actually creates more stress when you delay decisions. Napoleon had a mental strategy. He treated his mind like a series of drawers. When he made a decision, he closed the mental drawer on distractions and focused only on the task at hand. You can do the same. Train your brain to shut out noise and act decisively. When making a decision, use the 80-20 rule. If you have 80% of the necessary information, make the decision. Don't wait for perfection. It doesn't exist. Confidence comes from action, not thought. Imagination rules the world. Success is my whole policy. Many people wait until they feel ready before taking action, but confidence does not create action. Action creates confidence. Your brain releases dopamine when you complete a task, reinforcing a cycle of competence and self-belief. Napoleon didn't sit in a room visualizing his success. He went out and made it happen. You don't build confidence by thinking. You build confidence by doing. If you wait until you feel ready, you'll be waiting your entire life. Reverse engineer confidence. Instead of waiting for the feeling, commit to small wins every day. Each time you take action, no matter how small, you strengthen your belief in yourself. The world belongs to the bold. I have made all the calculations. Fate will do the rest. Politics is fate. The biggest risk in life is not taking one at all. Research shows that successful people take more calculated risks than average people. They don't always win, but they act fast, learn, and adapt. Napoleon didn't wait for guarantees. He moved forward, calculated, and adjusted. Every empire, every great business, every success story comes from those who were willing to act while others hesitated. Adopt a bias for action. Make it your personal rule that when in doubt, you act. The worst-case scenario is rarely as bad as you think. Greatness belongs to those who move first. Work is my element. I am born and built for work. Napoleon made sure that he might dare and dared. Success is my whole policy. Your brain reinforces whatever identity you adopt. If you see yourself as someone who takes action, you will take action. If you see yourself as a procrastinator, you will continue to hesitate. Napoleon created an identity for himself, the man of action. The more he acted, the more he believed it. And the more he believed it, the more he acted. This is how you must rewire your brain. Who do you want to be? If you want to be someone who takes action, you must prove it today. Choose one thing you've been procrastinating on and do it now. Luck favors those who are prepared. A consecutive series of great actions never is the result of chance and luck. It always is the product of planning and genius. Great men are rarely known to fail in their most perilous enterprises. Is it because they are lucky that they become great? No. But being great, they have been able to master luck. Many people wait for the right moment, hoping luck will find them. But Napoleon saw luck as something that was created, not given. He prepared relentlessly, knowing that when opportunity struck, only those ready to seize it would benefit. Success often appears to outsiders as luck, but behind every great achievement is preparation, discipline, and the ability to take advantage of unexpected events. Make your own luck by preparing before opportunities arise. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Fortune tests those who dare. At Maloyaroslavets, when catastrophe was about to engulf him, he exclaimed, "Not as a lesser man might, has my luck failed me? But have I failed my luck?" If the art of war were nothing but the art of avoiding risks, glory would become the prey of mediocre minds. Most people blame bad luck when things go wrong. Napoleon, on the other hand, took full responsibility for his fortune. He understood that risk is unavoidable, and only those who move forward despite uncertainty are rewarded. Avoiding risk does not keep you safe. It keeps you small. Success demands bold action, even when the outcome is uncertain. Shift your mindset. Stop asking, "Is this risky?" and start asking, "Is this worth it?" If the reward is great enough, take the risk. Calculate relentlessly, then act without fear. Military science consists in first calculating all the possibilities accurately, and then in making an almost mathematically exact allowance for accident. It is on this point that one must make no mistake. A decimal, more or less, may alter everything. I prided myself on never having done a deed or spoken a word except from calculation. People fear making decisions because they don't want to be wrong, but Napoleon saw calculation and planning as the best defense against uncertainty. He considered every variable, weighed every possibility, and only then did he act. This is how you remove hesitation. Plan thoroughly, prepare for every possible outcome, and when the time comes, execute with confidence. Before making a major decision, write down every possible outcome, both good and bad. If the worst-case scenario is survivable, take the leap. Fear of losing is the surest way to lose. He who fears to lose his reputation is sure to lose it. Fear and uncertainty hasten the fall of empires. They are 1,000 times deadlier than the risks and losses of an unsuccessful war. Most people fail not because they lack talent, but because they are afraid. Afraid of what others will think, afraid of failing, afraid of losing what they have. But fear itself is what causes failure. Napoleon knew that leaders who hesitated in fear were doomed. The same applies to life. If you spend more time worrying about failure than taking action, failure is guaranteed. Whenever you feel fear stopping you, ask yourself, if I let fear win now, what will it cost me in the long run? Act despite the fear. Success belongs to those who take the initiative. All great events hang by a single thread. The clever man takes advantage of everything, neglects nothing that may give him some added opportunity. The less clever man, by neglecting one thing, sometimes misses everything. Success is my whole policy. J. Christopher Harold. Napoleon knew that hesitation kills opportunity. In war, business, and life, those who act first control the battlefield. The world does not reward those who wait. It rewards those who create. One decision, one action, can set off a chain reaction that changes everything. But you must take the first step. Identify one opportunity you've been delaying. Take action on it today. Ambition without execution is worthless. There is only one thing to do in this world, and that is to keep acquiring more and more money and power. All the rest is chimerical. Ambition, which overthrows governments and private fortunes, which feeds on blood and crimes. Ambition is, like all inordinate passions, a violent and unthinking fever that ceases only when life ceases. Like a conflagration which, fanned by a pitiless wind, ends only after all has been consumed. Napoleon was ambitious, but his ambition was always followed by action. Many people have dreams, but few are willing to do the work required to bring them to life. Success isn't about wanting something, it's about doing what's necessary to make it happen. Every day ask yourself, what did I do today that moved me closer to my goal? If the answer is nothing, you are not ambitious, you are just a dreamer. Build a legacy that will outlive you. There is no immortality but the memory that is left in the minds of men. To have lived without glory, without leaving a trace of one's existence, is not to have lived at all. Napoleon understood that true immortality was not in living forever, but in leaving behind something so great that history would never forget his name. Everyone dies. The question is, will you leave something behind? Will you have mattered? Make decisions based on your legacy. Ask yourself, if this were my last year on earth, what would I build? What would I leave behind? Start working on it now. Take command of your life. You now have the strategy, the mindset, and the battle plan of one of history's greatest conquerors. But knowledge alone is worthless. Action is everything. Do it now. Because waiting is losing,